an orange juice, a lovely freshly squeezed orange juice, I might add. Nice and healthy, that bright color, radiating orange, natural color, by the way, nothing fake. I found myself in this cafe here, and wanting to contemplate on a few things and share a few things. I mean, obviously, I'm in Crete. I'm in Chania, in Crete, northern Crete, which is part of Greece, if you didn't know. And contemplating a few things. So there's a bit of noise going on in the background. There's a couple of guys here. The Greeks are quite loud in social places, circumstances, public places, and that they're kind of known for it. They're not the only culture by a long shot who raise their voices a lot, and it's just kind of normal. But that's definitely them, and they're not speaking hushed tones, whispering. No, that's not the Greeks. They're very vocal, and it's not surprising really, since they invented theatre, which is kind of the ultimate kind of expression in many ways, full expression of soul through the body, through the emotions. So yeah, why not? Look at the amphitheaters that are still around. I really recommend going to Greece. Okay, there's a guy now throwing logs into a wheelbarrow, so that might be a bit noisy, but anyway, it's just an impromptu live here. Wanted to kind of riff a bit on what Greece and Crete are for me. So the food here is amazing. I really love the food. I'll say that again. The food here is amazing. I really love the food. Particularly here, that the products, everything pretty much that you get served in a taverna is fresh. It's fresh. It's been grown in the area. Olive oil is absolutely spectacular. The olives, delicious. The honey is absolutely out of this world. I mean, next level. And the tomatoes are so fresh and delicious. The cucumbers, the onions, the meat, if you eat meat, is very good. The feta cheese, oh my goodness, I just went to this farmer's market last weekend and just got some delicious goodies. Fresh honey from the beekeeper, olive oil from the guy making olive oil, which is a lot of guys and girls. Fresh feta cheese, sheep's yogurt, so delicious, so tasty. Like it's very, in that sense, kind of utopian in a way, that it's just, they're doing their traditional food, they're still doing it using local ingredients on the whole, from local suppliers, and that's just the norm in Greece, right? It's just the norm, it's just how they do things, and I find that stimulating, and it's also very, it's very healthy, right? So that's one aspect of this. Also, obviously, weather is superb. It's fantastic. It's about 28 degrees right now. It's lovely and warm. The sea is delicious. It's still the sea right now. It's still quite fresh and cool, which is wonderful when it's a hot day and you're just like cooling off. But it will warm up in the summer and be at its warmest, obviously, in September, October time. So there is that. There's that kind of delicious sea here, and obviously a lot of Greece. I think Greece has the most coastline anywhere in the world because of all the islands. There are literally thousands of islands. I think there are about 120 inhabited islands. That's a lot of islands. So there's a lot of sea energy, an appreciation of the sea, and statues of Poseidon, a lot of connections with the sea, and of course they used the sea for many things, trade being one of them, fishing being another. And it feels like that's also in the culture. So the hospitality here, the people are so warm and kind of inviting and encouraging, and it's very refreshing as well. And the music, the traditional folk music, I really like it. And then of course you've got the dancing that comes with the music. So the Greeks have traditional dances, and that they still dance. And I'm not talking about, at an event on a special gathering on a certain day where they have a dance. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about every Greek person knows these dances and they dance them at certain times. So you can go to a tavern and you can experience this. It was a when I did, I experienced this last year in Athens. It was a revelation. Went with some Greeks to a tavern. There were 4 folk musicians singing traditional Greek folk songs, and then there was delicious food and everything. And then they moved the tables aside when people had finished eating, and then the Greeks danced. They danced. I'm not talking about salsa here. We're not talking about do-si-do. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about a traditional ancient dance that all the local Greeks know, and they dance it. And it's on their own. They dance it on their own. I can't remember the name of the dance, but they told me at the time what the name of the dance was. And this is a revelation for me. It was like a transmission. Very inspiring. And they also do, so that's just one of the dances. They also do circle dances, which are epic. I'm absolutely in love with circle dances. There's something very healing and holding and harmonizing around with circles and with circle dancing. And I've had a multidimensional experience during a circle dance when I was 19 years old, up in the northwest of England. So that for me is magic, that there's real magic and healing encoded in the ancient traditional culture. It's still alive. Very inspiring. I find that very inspiring. So that's great for the spirit, the body, and the mind, of course, because dance makes you more intelligent. Guess what? That's research has shown that dance actually makes you smarter. It develops grey matter in the brain, and it's very integrating and harmonizing. You always feel good after dance. That's a clue. It's a clue for us. So yes, we've also got obviously the ancient history, the philosophy has given us so much. The old temples are here. They still have their energies and codes that you can connect with and meditate. It's epic. And then we've got the beaches. Soaking up that sun by the sea on the golden sand. What's not to love? I go for a swim every day. In the morning, I go for a run and I go for a swim. I go for a swim in this beautiful sea, and then I'll come out and I'll meditate in the sun on the sand. It's elemental therapy. It's fabulous. It's fantastic. Oh my goodness. So that's also another thing that I really recommend about the islands, the coast. Just go and swim in the sea. There are people who swim all year, but obviously it's not typically in these Mediterranean countries, it's not a typical thing that people will go in during the colder months. But given that since Corona COVID, there's been a massive explosion of people doing Wim Hof and cold dipping and cold plunging and cold swimming. I'm sure that will happen here within time as well, as people realize how powerful it is for mental health, for physical health, boosting the immune system, etc. Yes, so that. And what else? Yeah, I'm just kind of revving myself up here because I'm going to make a couple of videos for the channel right now. So just revving myself up, riffing a bit, enjoying this wonderful orange juice, and just been chatting to some lovely people, a couple of Polish friends who I've met here, who are lovely witches, healers, and loving being here. Oh my god, it's and the people are just very friendly. The people are just very friendly. It's just, that goes without saying, you know, and they all speak English. The young people all speak English. Crete particularly has an extra thing, which is that it has the Minoan culture, which officially is the oldest civilization in Europe. Unofficially, it's one of them. And they also, that culture esteemed women, and women had a lot of independence and power, which I really appreciate. And it's written, obviously we know about partly the Minoans because of the, I think it's the writings of Virgil, which is, of course, you know, we talk about the King Minos and also the Minotaur that was in the labyrinth, which was here. But is it myth or is it history? Is it a psychological metaphor, the labyrinth? Is it actually a metaphor for the mind? And my good friend, my new good friend Sotiris, who lives in Crete and is you know, real expert on the ancient Greek mysteries, he suggests that. So that's interesting. Anyway, I think that's enough from me. Just wanted to give a little update and do this live thing and just kind of play with it a bit here and say hello to everyone. Subscribers, welcome new subscribers. I appreciate you. Yes, please comment, and I read all my comments. I reply to my comments, and yeah, like if you enjoy, and subscribe if you're not already doing it, and please share if that also vibes. Have someone that you think, oh yeah, they'll love this, or a tribe or a community. So anyway, that's all from me. I am going to call it a day right now, and yes, see you in the next video.